won over that, and I think it's really hard to deal with.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have a bunch of layers to how they fight around the middle of the map, as we've seen. This feels like a tone-setting map for both of these teams.
And for now, Sentinels slow things down, but they are at a clock white with the drift across the map by Flickless.
Gold cover going to go down backside, west side. 2 on the anchor from elbow.
Big opening here. Sentinels realize they're priced into this at this point. With Westside out of the picture now, they're going to have to commit, but a paranoia is going to slow them up in further, and this has brought time for Flickless now to turn up in A main. Sentinels have decided they've rattled sabers enough here on this A side of the map, and they're slowly pulling out.
This B site is entirely vacant with Flickless pushing through B main. It allowed all of GX to rotate over to A, post up with the entire team. But now, trade-off, Sen are going to get that free plant on the B side. But you have to favor GX. Being able to take this retake down, it's just going to come down to competent trades in this 4 versus 3.
Zen can still set up here and at least take a tower position. Naturally, an 08 will post up in elbow. They're concerned about a Rappy coming from spawn side, but all of GX now have announced themselves, and that's Grabinho. Not solo, they're at top mid. Flickless not able to take a trade though, and Zekin from that tower spot. That Ghost is starting to sing out. A lot of good damage. Ara knocked down to 15. Zekin able to slide across now, but it's Flickless who's exploring the site itself, and GX lock it down. Ara and Flickless, the 2 players coming up from tier 2. Westside has fallen back to elbow out of that pocket position, but might even... I thought about reposting towards the gate crash set up here. Flickless though is down. That's a pick over towards top mid. He just goes for an exploration, and Bang was holding the line already.
And look at GX at the top of the map. They're now concerned about some of the gaps that are open, but Sen have just been biding their time. They're waiting to get into this A site, which is now totally devoid of any anchors.
Also, great presence in A main still for Sentinels here. An off angle by John. And they'll be able to drift over. This puts GX in a bit of an awkward spot. Grabinho has been so dependable in this controller role. Will have to find a way in himself here.
Cover going out.
Look over towards pocket. That is at least going to eliminate that as an option. And also let GX start to get into the side itself. Second, waiting. Prowler though, eaten up. Close range. He's going to relay vault to try and get the space. He's low down to 45. The paranoia here comes on through. Westside and Cloud look to step up. Second will be first up and last out apparently. Grabinho hasn't really been able to move from this position at all. Sentinels draw GX out of A with that pick in mid. Both the fast lane and the Viper wall committed. Grabinho playing close on the other side.
Yeah, this time GX are ready to contest with this paranoia.
Prowler's following him out.
Multiple players, yeah. Prowler going through, but Bang, crucial kill.
I'm able to use the paper mache walls to his favor though. Takes Bang down now. Wants to try and challenge Vid off the flash. Not much to be seen there, but Flickless is able to take care of Zelsis. And that's the control, the B side of the map secured.
Now this is GX saying you're not going to be taking mid for free. What an adjustment from Aura. A gate crash if he does need to escape, but wow, actually just pops it as a fake immediately that he's gotten back out towards that B-side link, but he's staying posted up.
Here's that proactivity on defense for GX, but this time it puts him right in John's crosshairs. Ara at least is able to respond, again emerging from that top mid spot. He's already had 3 kills in the round, locking mid down. Causing that spike to go loose and leaving it all up to Zekin.
Those remaining Sen players, numbers dwindling away because they just have too many angles to cover.
A double face here is easy to put together. Zekin has to expect that, yeah. Either Ara or Flickless will get the job done. He's 5-1 for someone who's feeling a bit under the weather recently, not even scrimming. There
could be flashes coming at us. They could be swinging through on us.
Curious about how these, Zelsis lurks mid to late round have been looking so far. Flickless has been hard to shift on that B side of the map. Zara starting up close and personal this time, a little more than he perhaps bargained for at top mid. Now 3 players in link. Surely GX pop from here.
Well, yeah, they want to re-push. Steel guarded as well. Sen routed, running down mid, but Bang caught up top, so is Zekin.
Confirmation though, as Westside steps into mid. This is under the effects of Steel Garden, by the way. The classics ring out. I've never seen a better endorsement for the bundle than that. And the A side is open for Sentinels.
A cool, proactive idea from GX
to
try to refight into the mid. But with Sen being able to escape towards the bottom and then, re-swing out, pop out of the smoke with the flash.
Not a costly re-clear in terms of util for GX. Somewhat in positioning, right? They now have to make their way back in a beat. If they don't beat the timing, they're in trouble. Now, no one's going to be affected by this Nightfall. Flickless, though, does step in, and the Steel Garden is active this time against GX. Bang with the paranoia. They're going to have to hit this at some point, and Zekken gets in there with the overdrive. A player at top mid on the other side of the smoke, and it's very clear where Flickless was standing. He is hit with that seize, and all of GX now getting mowed down. Coming out of top mid, even at long range, Zekken downs Ara. 3 for him in the round. And another flawless posted by...
Critical for GX.
Pivotal to his play style.
Yeah, success on defense, both for him, but for the team in entirety. You know, a lot of their defense success really comes around playing with the op and then forcing those attackers into Westside's sight where he's so fantastic at anchoring.
Doesn't see it, doesn't check the corner. Danger abounds. Westside, he takes his opportunity and he converts on it. And there's Bang to fall as well. Perhaps some more dotty vibes. Crossing of T's required there for Sentinels. And they have crumbled in a screaming heap.
He is such a stunningly consistent player in scenarios just like that. Playing in anchored position, Zellsis is going to be able to pick up this one, but still, how can they wrangle this back? Time is getting quite low, 30 seconds remaining. Spike,
30 seconds
isolated
left.
Top mid. Why not go for it? They have infinite amounts of money right now, but...
There's a haunt, shot out. Phone spotted, now we're going to start spamming, I suspect. Ara obviously with the op, able to hold that line down. John is left alone against 4. That wall heavily perforated, the damage starting to come in. An auspicious number of health left here for John. Only 6 seconds left in the round to maintain this weapon. He'll wait for a step up, caught in the seas, decayed to 1, and dispatched.
That's that op getting online.
Ara playing forward on B here means it's pretty hard for Sentinels to feign B presence at all. He's set up with a gate crash that would let him get back to elbow. Eyes on West Side here, someone who we've been tracking very closely as the top performer already in these 8 rounds. Poison Ob here will obscure that field of view somewhat. Shield will now trigger, and Sentinel going to fully commit. So they got 4 players here heading over towards Yard, which is the Omen led back towards mid. Here's the Nightfall coming through. Narrate deals with Cloud. That's the eventual peak into mid dealt with.
Left.
And some elbow control being assumed now for Zellsis. Slow and steady. There's a relay bot catching on to Gravino. He's struggling in this game. Narrate doubles down. West Side out of the picture now. The close percent of the A side's been cleared. And Flickless walks headlong into an op shot.
That was simply the perfectly placed recon bolt from Zekken. That connected onto both anchoring players on their re-entry after being stalled so heavily.
I think we heard that shot ring out. This has made a little bit half a cent to get this part of the map under their control.
And it's key for them that they try to exploit some of these lanes in mid, knowing that that pit is in B main. Kill from Cloud, just spam, I believe, yeah.
Might have been off the back of some of that U to lead the way. Zekken now falling. That is mid presence completely neutralized. That was a peek out from A short. Now where do you go? Sen are running out of options. They did draw the Viper's Pit out onto the B side of the map. Flickless felt like that was an appropriate investment. But elsewhere, there's no penetration here for Sentinels.
GX just do a great job of finding those kills in mid, the only really open lane
left.
that Sen had, and now they're going right back into this pit in B main. Zellsis with the
Please
attack.
check that corner this time.
This is something he's been picking up a lot more recently in stage 2.
Okay, they're going to try and seize maybe to clear out. Yeah, this pit, they've got a catch there, and again, it's Gravino set up on the corner. Pit down though, Flickless inside of it, caught inside the seize, but Gravino nicely done with a recovered operator, deals with Narrate, and this puts John in an impossible situation. He'll just hope to walk away with weapon intact.
Gotta feel good for Gravino to get online, get on the board, couple crucial kills to close this round out. It's nicely done from him. GX able to tie things right back up.
Yeah, I've become a bit of a fan of this GX team, I think, watching them. I love those teams who want to push up for info and defense, get active a little bit, take some risks.
R again is posted up towards that A main side with the operator and has a gate crash all the way towards back B. He needs to get over there quickly, and he just may need to. Steel Garden is going to canvas the entirety of the site. Flickless isolated in there with just a shorty.
They still got an out in response, but this does is really slow Sentinels down. Do they want to imply they've been affected by it? Pull out your secondary.
I mean, that does enough that Flickless does get his gun back in time, ready to fight towards Link. Second hour.
What? That is a nasty one. Gravino able to cover at least, and now swinging into 2. It's Bang deals with him. Did catch the pocket player with the paranoia. It's shocking to me that there's even a trade. Nicely done for GX, and Zellsis is dug out of position. Traded though, West Side off the map. Now player inside elbow, and Sentinels have the pre-plant Viper's Pit in play.
Then caught by that Prowler, knows it's time to just get out of there. This dimensional drift trying to spot players out for Cloud, but with Aura isolated. No value to be found from this ultimate.
What's the play supposed to be for Aura? Yeah, I think discretion might be the better part of Valor here. Play off the side, hold the up. Still another round left in the half. Maybe get yourself a freebie if anybody steps past the line of scrimmage.
Really has no choice but to save. Look at the status of the cache for GX. It is dangerously low. He's not able to get any assistance. You know, Heaven was smoked off where Aura was at. Good effort, but
Sentinels seem pretty satisfied with progress so far in this map. Oh, there it is! Prowler tried to get involved, not to be Aura. Flattens Zek and now is able to fall back further.
that is Aura going onto that angle late. The attacker beats the timing of the defender in A main, but he's just so fast.
The Sentinels have struggled to fight for this part of the map. It's been very expensive for them, and they don't really want to force the issue there. Still trending in that A direction one.
They draw a lot of attention towards B. Good paranoia from Rubinho will stall things up. For Sen, maybe allow for a rotate timing. Well, rotate is gone now. Westside at least with a pretty swift trade. Sen still need to deal with the anchors here on this site from GX.
And they're still on the clock from that rotation in through mid. It's Cloud with the Guardian able to give a combat good count of himself. And that's Rubinho for 2. What an important anchoring moment for GX. Just as Sen looked like they'd had the local player advantage. Beautiful on defense this team is. Really enjoyed that half.
So, doesn't really need to be said that they need to put on a much better performance here against GX. This is their map pick, by the way. They picked this map, and that was their last showing on it.
I remember that was Bang had 1 kill at halftime in that game. Naturally for a bit of showing here. Grabino with a classic, though. Deals with Zek with all too much ease. Doesn't even take any damage in that exchange. And that has already opened a possibility for GX on this B side. Testing A main now. Nearby for ball to keep them at bay, and they're going to step over that. And a Razor Vine there and Flickless.
And there it just walks out into the open angle, and it's like John
alone as well. Talk about a find 2. Surely not more from John QT. A stunning 3-piece that has now given Sen a chance to come up for air. And Celsius deals with the spike carrier. A round that felt all but lost there. Salvaged by the captain.
I suppose Nere feeling like if he goes out, they wouldn't expect John to be behind that box as well. So sacrifices his life. And
yes.
John, he definitely made the most of it.
They never expect the second player to swing alone.
But listen, if there's anyone that could win a 1v2 right now for GX, it is Westside. He is white hot.
Arcrose confirms no presence in the side after the fact Westside has pulled back now, though. Giving his position away. Smoke thrown up here. Bang will be waiting within its depths now as Elsa's already got it to half. And Westside gets a frosty reception when he ducks in. Sentinels after a rocky start. All right, in the site, Grabino also TPing across very much like Lotus here as those two are able to get a bit further ahead. Into the site. Rotation coming back through. Spawn here for Sentinels. And a position taken up in tower. But remember, these are just stingers with the exception of Bang's Bulldog.
There was really no opportunity for Sen to flood their players not in position. Zekin continually just smoked off. And now on the re-entry, they're going to have to deal with these thorns on the ground.
Yep. And no Steel Garden, no Nightfall, none of that sort of accoutrement, so to speak. In we go. Zekin up first, banged out as John and QT step in. No one to trade there for Aura, but yet it's Narrate with the Sheriff to step up. Cloud, you'd think would be dug out of this corner in a few moments. Economically, this is massive for Sentinels. A very cheap bonus with 3 slingers in play. And we're going to have a full retake on the B side.
Just a 5-on-5 full retake. Collect all of the info towards A. And if Cloud gets just 1 orb, we'll have the Nightfall as well. He has the spike right now, so maybe we'll see a scenario where this dimensional drift allows them to get the plant down, and then they can Nightfall to win out in the post-plant.
Aura in shot there, concealing surely a massive chin. Very chiseled. And beginning with the dimensional drift, and now sees the Nightfall come out. Cloud caught out of that timing. Looks like Aura's going to commit to the site, and he's sent packing by Bang, who'll happily occupy this pocket position and play off second where it even needed. Another 3-piece for the young gun. Another flip. Look, we've seen Aura get into that B site with a gate crash. There's been a TP forward. They can at least get their Omen and Yoru past that layer of stall util that we're seeing from John here. And you're right, Wyatt, you called it. Nightfall comes on in. They want to fight for this here. Razorvine already popped out on the side. Zekin is there already. And he has got an overdrive to work with. Straight through the pit he goes. He's ready to throw down. Spot back Robinho. It's electrified from Zekin. High voltage warning should be on the label for this guy. Not quite the ace, but still, well, it's a show-stopping performance.
Bang cleans this up. 12 rounds for Sen, 1 away from the win. Again, it is just the pace that Zekin is coming into these sites to assist the team anchoring. These straight up hits from GX
20
are
kills.
getting absolutely stomped into the ground because the anchors are arriving on time. What a, oh, that was hot. Very cool as well. Zekin gets in, gets that first. I mean, this is
3 big ultimates up in that round for Sentinels, right? They've been sitting on those for quite a while. They've been getting a lot of kills, having a lot of success on this defense side. Far cry from what we've seen domestically from them. Looks like they've tightened the screws a little bit here. Horn does ping out Grabinho. Those stuck inside that corner. Aura's already gone down, and Zekin tries for a flamboyant slide across mid. Sentinels encouraged here to slow the pace down a little. And finally, they've given some mid control over.
and why not go for that if you're Zekin?
Here.
At this point, he's feeling himself.
Yeah, just a little bit of confidence. Flickless, unfortunately, peaks into 2 Sen players who've taken full A main control.
Oh, God!
Spike down A.
Well, Cloud gets onto A. Unfortunately, it's in a body bag and narrates. Slots in 4 to kick off Sentinels campaign here in Paris. And a slow start, conservative. Looks like they really wanted to get their bearings early on Corrode, and then a perfect defense side to lock up the first map, 13-6.
That is an energizing open for the Sen City, who last we saw.
They're
Yeah.
so comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And again, to me, my eyes just keep heading towards Zekin, because I think he plays such an active game on the Neon, obviously on the attack side too, but you have to be very worried for what he does in mid especially.
Zekin might have an opportunity here to really ruffle some feathers. But it all really remains to be seen on what the landscape looks like as this dark cover clears. He'll stay tucked in. Re-smoked to B main, and Cloud diligently is looking to clear this corner very carefully, but Zekin is not looking towards his left at all, just kind of hedges on the right side. However, Grabinho flattened at A, run over by Sentinels, who now can accelerate into the site and start to set up for a post-1.
Unfortunate that GX lose a player immediately after. That was some nice awareness from Cloud to pick off Zekin, the initial first kill. Zelsis ready to flash, maybe to fight towards spawn, but no, Sen going to call that off.
Because of the one-way, likely.
He's just playing right now with that fault line towards Link when GX try to get back in here. They do have a good amount of breach util of their own to do so.
Zelsa still holding onto it. Veins starting to emerge on his forehead now. Patience, patience, and release. It's onto the site now. Ara the only player in, though, and is staggering. The spacing of players has really thrown Sen for a loop. The narrates some sharp shooting. It's just not remotely enough. And in a 4v4 retake, GX looks sharp. Flickless here inside the site. This is awkward. Very awkward. Flickless able to get through, though. Zekin for a moment. Thinking to remain towards top mid, but now it's going to be a large flood across here into market. West side not able to find anyone. Some damage on Delson, but the looks of things, and Zekin takes the fight to him like a bat out of hell. It ends up being a traded backside. West side for 1, but John gets in there with the classic. Flickless overwhelmed. Sentinels running in numbers. And Acrobino with the Bulldog has to salvage the situation.
Cloud only has the Ghost right now. Probably can't recover. A gun goes in. Zelsis just
Not
ready for
good.
that.
Here's Grubby, though. A little more than a 1. Much needed, and Sentinels on nothing but classics. Once again, shilling the bundle.
Really mistimed their players coming into Flood and assist. They're essentially all isolated in 1s.
I don't hate this position from Cloud. It's so dirty. Zekin walks up into it. And so GX will take their pint of blood early in the round. Nicely done by Westside.
Stunning shot.
And this is GX for you. So active in these early rounds, so proactive, looking to work the map, push up for info, take risks, and it's given them the edge, even if not the rifle drop there in B main.
Now Westside hears all of these players running forward, catches one with the cam. GX are trying to be fast on this rotate, and Celsius isolated. That relay bolt forced narrate back, or he would have been caught.
Frustrating for Zelsis. He certainly would have felt stranded there, as the rest of Sentinels pulled the plug.
Do not want to get into that B site. They know there are multiple players there.
Yeah,
but what options do they have?
They've had no mid control at all, and Grabinho is able to scope up in time to deal with John. And simply, he will pull back now towards the middle of the map. Oh, nice little angle there held by Grabinho. A fantastic thrifty from GX. And again, they do have the option, of course, to try and play top mid, pull the rotation through, and all gets done. GX. Man, that's going to lock Sentinels out of the round. It feels
high-low open face like that to get the man advantage.
I'm always really impressed by the sheer number of different set plays that GX can put together on defense. It feels like they've always got something. Like Pipson has them.
I don't think they really made any noise towards A just yet.
I think Zelsis wants to probably find a fault line opportunity when it comes back available, but Zach is going to go straight into market anyway. He sees the trip, clears it.
No, he gets killed. Wow. Center trying to pivot into some kind of crazy A split right now. A smoke is placed top left mid for Zelsis to maneuver in. Orso has this operator not spotted out.
Dangerous there, very dangerous, but Bang goes for a diligent little shoulder peek. Ara, those asking for more, and there's no opportunity to trade it back. Flickless may have fallen, that's a breach util gone, but most of it was already expended to the favor of GX now. We've got 12 seconds left in the round. Sentinels accelerating here. My goodness! Threatening to break the sound barriers. They hit that A side, and all of GX get drawn out into the town square.
What an insane execute from Sen. That's a crazy pivot back towards A.
But again, tough to replicate rounds like that.
Now, we've seen from GX, when they have a Hunter's Fury, they often like to send it into spawn just like this. R will push down Grabinho through mid. This is something that Sen need to be prepared for. It's a play that they like to activate that they've used in EMEA.
Zelsa's got battered there by the Hunter's Fury, and Grabinho winning in tiles is huge. It means that GX don't have to worry about
the spike is down in that corner. Center getting sold out by the dark cover, Paranoia going through, or in an isolated 1v1 though.
They have the Rolling Thunder to get A-main control back. That is absurd. A counter one comes out though. Flickless lets it go, but it's Grabinho who eventually falls by the wayside. Sentinels have not got off the starter's mark in this round, and Zekin's not there to double up. Now trying to at least play off this aftershock. Zelsa's got his, and it all falls apart. Talk about a team who likes to be assertive on the defense side. GX, more than most.
That is a classic GX play right there.
See them coming, baby.
They love to use an aggressive early ult. This is an exact round out of their playbook that we saw them use to win a round against Fnatic, for instance, in their matchup in the playoffs.
What a nice look there for GX. Here's a fault line that'll force Cloud off the line, and in theory allow the cross back, but Grabinho finds a perfect window to punish that rate. And again, early in the round, Sen have been knocked down to 4. Ara is there with the op. They've sort of sniffed that out, I feel.
Grabinho is still just posted up on this dark cover angle and knows he needs to get the hell out of here with his overdrive on the way.
Is he TPing? Yes, he gets out just in time, but he TPing into the relay bolt. Flickless though, sharp shooting, gets himself set up. Backside. And crucially, Bang's still in play, so need a smoke to come back online for him as 30 seconds are left in the round to probably cover up, that spot in spawn. But Ara has had time to get here with the op. John, he sprays through smoke. Realizes Flickless is there for the taking, and Bang maybe doesn't know the lay of the land before he TPs in like that. Another 3 for John, but not enough for Sentinels. Hey, you gotta be feeling good here. Tough first map. Much improved on Sunset. They're going to thrust down mid again. They're going for an R and tears that to shreds. Sentinels barely get out of bed before getting clotheslined. Ara finally taken down, but once Sen cannot get 10 seconds into the round with 5 players wide. They just can't do it.
This is just another play out of the GX strat book that we've seen from them before, and no team seems to know how to stop them. It's just the combination of their initiator util, the push down mid, a push through B main. There's a fault line that comes through B main that canvases all of bottom mid for Aura to fight. And then there's that recon up top. It's just, they run the same plays and it just keeps on working.
And here's a neural theft for John. Sees all of this at top mid.
The second baited into that swing, and I mean, why not? Cloud was right there using that drone, obviously. Just good that he had support from Flickless for that instant trade.
Zekin doubled his entire kill total in that round, Wyatt. He had a quiet outing up until this point. John has been making plenty of noise. This timing is going to hurt them, though! Tell you what, that's value for ammo, isn't it? Flickless exits around with 3. GX, 5-round lead. I mean, this is just breaking conditioning for Sentinels, who probably just aren't used to being in some of these positions. Ara, in no hurry to push off that. Full trust in the rest of GX to lock this A side of the map down, but it's where push comes to shove. Zekin gets on the side behind the box, but the aftershock came through, and Cloud swings for the fences. 2 kills cleaned up, now Ara decides to get a little active, catches Zelsis out. Timing certainly works in his favor, and Westside will step in when needed. flawless round in so many metrics there for GX. So John can have some confidence pushing into this.
Much faster from Sen. They're going for that three-prong sight and Zek splitting from multiple sides.
Now, how do they deal with the anchors, though? West side's going to be dug in here, but Narrate steps up with a Guardian. They know, yep, Prowler confirms. West side in the corner and only gets his one. Stinger goes to work for John. And a Nightfall now to catch the players rotate in. 2 pings at Boba. Tells the whole story for Sentinels.
This is a pace adjustment from Sen that GX were not expecting. Ooh. Crucial win from Grabinho.
Ugly stuff with the Stinger, but util in hand for when Narrate steps up to the plate. And now it's on Cloud and Flickless to make their way through a smoked out Boba. Money, damn good for GX, and it might be worth going for it, but they are caught off the site. Cloud wants to wrap around, has a lot to say across the stage so far this game. He'd love now to show some bite with the bark wide. Nice swing. And second down. Narrate steps up, and Cloud might just be him right now. Bang is all over the place, and Flickless is more than happy to put him out of his misery.
And after just an absolute all-star performance from Zekin on that map 1, here on map 2, he has been completely nullified by this GX defensive util. Has really had no opportunities for clean entries.
No ping, though, being set up just yet. Looks like the Sova Dart comes in a little late.
Flickless has maneuvered his way into the site, ready to throw out some util,
we go.
But Sen are ahead of it.
Alright, gets the jump on him there. It's going to be a relay bolt. Narrate just stuck to the ground, transfixed. Watches the sword fall. And there's a Hunter's Fury that Sentinels are waiting on. In the last round of the half, Sentinels are unlikely to put much of a scratch on GIANTX. Spike is heavily within enemy territory, and John has to stand and face the music.
I mean, look at that setup that they pivot into so quickly. Perfect. All of their timings are hit. They're really incredible on this map.
Yeah, it feels like against GX, you have to kind of beat them on an individual basis. And that's been hard to do with all this util slanting engagements in GX's favor. Big stack here of B main set up for Sentinels. That allows the west side to be extracted early, but there's Cloud standing tall. John at least controls any ingress towards that Boba area. And there's Zekin tucked in his corner. This is a pretty conservative approach here for Sentinels, but they are getting torn apart a little. Narrate lit here by the bolt. At least finds Cloud as he gets around the corner, but he's gone low.
Wow, Flickless able to dodge that out.
Now he got into the sights. Spotted out by Flickless, though. German unable to win that last engagement. It's a much-needed pistol round here for Sentinels. Waiting until, of course, some of that key util cycles back.
Yeah, they get that fault line back up, and now it's go time.
Onto the side, runs in and Narrate first. It's going to be Bang, no credit with the kill. Bang gets ahead of that dark cover, and now the Paranoia comes out late. Grabinho thought he had the drop on Narrate, but he couldn't have been more wrong. Narrate eventually falls, and there it is. Nice little flash through the smoke. Little two-piece from GX now. Assume control of the side.
Westside peeks out, might be able to catch him. Second.
Timing.
Gets the opening with the Outlaw.
Relay bomb might make things hard on the site. That's John downed. Westside sharp as attack, folks. And Cloud will hold his ground there on the site.
20 for 8 right now.
And now we're finally getting to see what they're made of in the second map of the series.
John has the trip set up for back site control. We'll see if they try to make their way out at all. Second. I know John does get that catch.
Yeah, Ara in the corner. Still a lot of site control for GX. Now they are deep. They can anchor in the post plant. Grabinho very mindful of a sort of off-timing push out of Boba, though.
And Elzelsis, he does have that full kit to get back in. Narrate's still Prowlers to play with. The C's as well. Sen have all the tools.
Hunter's Fury, though. Cloud going to try and preempt this now and spots out Bang by the looks of things back towards spawn. John tagged out, has the dodge away. Some damage done. Sentinels are against the clock. Need to get in here. Stinger there for Celsius. Looks like fault lines avoided by Flickless. He tries to get ahead of the game, and so far not too shabby, but Zekin is up on the site and demanding some attention. Brought down by Cloud, and Narrate's got to step up in his absence. Does Bang. Tough job. Someone's going to do it. And Flickless puts the round to bed. 12-4 for GX.
Their game plans on this map are just genuinely fantastic on both halves.
It's going to work mid again. Pretty underboard. Sentinels here. Zekin opts to go out. Look for something. The setup was there for him.
Yeah, cosmetic stun. Just one taps him. Cool. That is crazy.
8 and 16. Some volatility's been introduced into this series. Okay, TP there from Bang. That gets him set up in Boba nice and early. Johnny's in that corner, and Ara not able to fully clear it. Still suspicious, mind you. But John will have the drop on the site. Cloud with the plant. Now, going to be forced out of the cubby by that after shot, but John's going to have to get active. Another Cybercade set up. He does not want to show himself. I get it, but Ara and Cloud already racking him up, and John eventually falls. Celsius pees in, gets one, but the rolling thunder will put him to bed. And Sentinels Well, they left the keys in the car. They didn't turn up the sunset, I'll be honest with you. Invisible. GX.
I think on the other side of the map, you'll expect GIANTX to take control of C long a lot. Yunso, I think you were the one who were mentioning it. They're very comfortable with the flash dash, or the slide, I guess.
Yes.
But that idea of establishing control early on, very similar to what we saw in Sunset.
Does he dare swing, though? Dark cover. Zekken wants to go in, though, off that recon.
All right, men at the door. Zekken bypasses them entirely and then decides to get on out, drawing a lot of attention. And now they're going to make the dive here through Garage. West side flattens Zelsis all over him like moss on a rock. No chance to recover. And the side swarming with red.
Yeah, just a sheriff bullet penetration going through default box. And now 2 players from GX are doing face onto Zelsis. He doesn't want to take that duel right now, though. He can just take things easy, slow down.
Coming. That paranoia doesn't hit Narrate, so he can stand a bit the first to the action. Not Gromino on Flickless again, surely not. It's the Polish player alone. Zelsis waits for him to step out into the sun. Still, a mildly furrowed brow for Sen's fans. That could have gone either way.
Eyes are down.
Sen have maneuvered all the way back to this C side, which was vacant. Westside wants to get in backside. Will anyone actually be here in time to assist him, though? He wants to break the recon that might come in on that top left side, but it doesn't. It's just a drone, yeah.
Okay, well, they've got presence, though. You'll notice that he's been joined by Gromino. Plenty of GX players here now. They're going to be leaders. They come around the corner. Zekken, though, tracks back and then forward. Almost had the better of Ara. But the guy is a little too quick with it. West side, backside, caught out. And Cloud not inside. He is still making his way over. And has the unenviable task of making his way into C from defense spawn side.
So GX are able to rotate everyone into backside. Sen really slowed things down, but then eventually I do feel that kind of played to their advantage. They get a lot of clean fights. At the end there, Cloud even caught by Narrate. They obviously saw GX willing to do that on a previous round when they sent that sequence of utility on the C site. So now they're going to maneuver their way elsewhere. I think this is some really good calling from John. This B site is pretty open. Cloud wants to get in there.
Dangerous though. Yeah. Knew there'd be some utility to draw out, but Cloud overextends onto the side. It was ultimately a fake for Sen. Something that's been in their wheelhouse a lot in the past. GX though, convinced that was for real, and they get punished for it.
Wow, they have just been baited into all of these angles. Aura is absolutely going to be saving this off. Really excellent calling there from John, I feel. Just activating that same early util on C that drew all the rotates on the bonus round that they converted.
Oh,
wow,
no
he's even going to
way.
catch this kill on the Aura.
It's free, man.
But then drawing the rotates, pivoting to B.
At least the option to go for one.
Maybe if, Cloud is one away from his Hunter's Fury, so that's the natural counter to the lockdown if he can get an orb somewhere. This time, Sen, they want to go very fast towards A. Teleport cross from Bang, but he's caught. He's stunned.
Okay, well, Sentinels conditioned to a little bit of a slower early round from GX and don't really see the mid-pop from them in the previous one, so think they can still play in that fashion.
And there's a stronger A fight from GX. I do like to see that, but this is a good response from Sen. They have gone so quickly towards this C side. Can GX flood in to support West side now?
West side Tux gets the perfect drop, and Zekken is lit inside that cage. Too easy for the Cypher, and finally West side gets himself onto the board kill-wise. John, not the timing would have hoped for, I suspect. And now Narrate, unsuccessful in trying to crack the remainder of this C side open. Finally, GIANTX get on the board on Haven.
Signs of life.
A good example of how that util perfectly facilitates.
And now look, they want to get aggro towards mid again. It's that play from before, the relay bolt, paranoia, and
Narrate takes the
recon.
space back though. He's there in a second, Wyatt. Ara brought down. Just impales himself on his own sword by the looks of things, but there's that Hunter's Fury that comes off for GX, a big part of their early aggressive play. Zekken's got to get across the window, lucky to be alive, but could still be spammed down. As Gromino wants to push up outside of lobby. Chaotic early round, leaves Sentinels down to 2.
Yeah, Westside stayed fully committed out of garage, caught off Celsius, and now the neural theft would
buddy.
reveal these remaining 2 players. It's a 1v1. Oh, Zekken won that round looking very different. A crucial pickup for Flickless. GX, they have to convert this.
They got all the info. John can't get anything done outside of the purview of GX. They know it all. Now, those thin walls may be his undoing. Flickless wants to step up. And John doesn't have the mechanics to answer. GX up to 2 rounds.
That play exactly as intended.
And Ara
considered as they drew it up.
Ara considered picking up an op a couple rounds ago. Opted for the rifle. The GX haven't really needed to play the passive line hold game. They want to brawl and do it again.
Yeah, they want to fight for this A lobby. Very hard. Grabinho gets the first. He gets the second even.
This is where that came from. Zelsis was cut down in the corner there, and Bang is revealed, able to take two. That's all he's going to get. That's the best he can do to give John a shot in this round. The money starting to dwindle. It's getting a little low for Sentinels, as this would be their third consecutive round they've given away to the defenders.
GX, they are a team that can just suddenly capture the pace of the game and take it over. Feels like these past 3 rounds have been faster than an entire bye round from the beginning of this first half.
John here has to keep it simple. Not surging out in that long direction. Has to make a correction here for Cloud, and he's in mid-air. IGL seals up another round for GX. And like he said after the first, 5 more to go.
And now it looks like GX, they have a play to go down long. There's going to be a recon going in towards that seaside of spawn, fault line, relay bolt, Aura running it down, and John is just stuffed into that corner on account of the util. They know where he's going to have to reposition to.
Sentinel's obviously planning a pivot based on where that spike's been left. Zelsis needs to stay alive for this lockdown to be a factor in this round. But he has to know Westside is playing close. Wins it out. That is an important correction. A flick to the head. That downs the enemy Cypher. Now this A-side starting to crumble. Crack for Grabinho. Emerges with 2 very important kills. That is going to put GX with a shot in this round. A real one now as Aura gets close, wants to challenge it. Bang, cannot keep up. It's too pacey. Headshot, no dink onto Aura. Doesn't slow him down for a second. Slides in, and the overdrive will claim the final frag. Honestly, this is an insane spot to be set up.
This is crazy. There are 2 Sentinels players right now.
John's going to die to this. Surely. John, please! Oh, he just doesn't know what hit him. Narrate there under extreme pressure as well. Zekin trying to respond, but if Aura gets out of here, this is masterful.
He can just leave. Look at the A site, by the way. There are 2 Sen players in there. How has that happened? GX were fully expecting a seaside hit.
But they're not going to get to cross for free. They've got to get past Cloud, and then final boss Aura is waiting there towards mid-window.
This is so bizarre. I mean, look at
30 seconds
on the map.
Time is short. Bang, deep in a spawn. Ends up being a 1-for-1.
They still need to get the spike to his side.
They're going to be Aura. They can't get past him. Second slides in, and he takes matters into his own hands. Spike recovered, but a pivot, a wise one, across the map will send them to C, a site they've got little info, but can sort of guess that it's bereft of defenders. Zekin has to stick this, no choice.
Caught by the trip, doesn't matter. Going to get the spike down. Now how do Sentinels position themselves here? Lockdown thrown on default. Yeah, GX, they really don't have an opportunity to break it, and Zekin wants to take the space that it's creating.
Doesn't want to over-push there. Cam dealt with. Delsus also has to play a little bit slower.
Yeah, now GX, they have to think someone could be positioned in Garage right now, surely.
They're not checking for it. No one's... Okay, Westside is watching it. Will see the barrel? Yes, wins it out. That leaves Zekin now. Oh, God, you hate to be in this spot. Has to play long in the post plant. Tough to really spam this down. Grabinho on spike, and Zekin's not 100% sure exactly where he is. He's going to have to spray through, and he gets there! What a crucial round! The Red Bull clutch! And well, this can just be credited to the individual. That's just fine for Sen fans. Now, they're still in that Hunter's Fury. Also, if they ever get to a post plant, which has been tough, they'll have a pit. GX uncharacteristically played this round slow to start with. Bang, same sort of bait play. On side, Paranoia, but Aura's there to check if it's the real deal.
That immediate bolt thrown down, so no one can try to trade. Needs to get out of the way of the drone, but is a little bit too slow.
Viper's peak here, thrown inside B. Grabinho now going to be decayed down if he lingers for too long. And Senna just headed elsewhere, leaving John behind to keep this pit up. But eventually he's going to leave too.
Westside on the angle. No, Celsius is coming. He saw the barrel, and now he can use that cage to get back towards Plat. Wants to reposition, but a little bit too early. No one there to help.
Really exposed himself. Really showed too much leg there, Wyatt. And Zekin Franklin was waiting for a drift at the back of the site. The cyber cage wasn't enough to obscure him.
John, low HP, narrate, wins that out.
Foot off the gas so far for GIANTX. Serving this round over to Sentinels. And Cloud, the IGL needs to get into the side in the 1v3, already down to 70. It's always good for one. That much we've learned today. But digging this high-low setup out is all but impossible. A late half recovery for Sentinels. They bounce back, but it takes this man on your screen.
How much reason to leave, though? at this noise cut at this time. Now they do. It's that B side that could be open. Garage could be open, and GX have just picked the absolute perfect moment to get in. Exactly as Sen give it up.
Or Sen pick the worst moment to give it up. It really depends how you want to look at
Glass half full, half empty.
Yep.
Depends on your point of view.
Well, I think either way it's about to be spilled over the cobblestones, Wyatt.
And now Flickless does have that fault line back, so he can throw that out towards main, stall out the center retake.
Narray can't really drop out of heaven here. He is too low. And then having to play the retake after making the right call on the side, it's not too bad. Ara with the stopping power, back truck. Deals with Zekken at least, but Zelsis is there. Narrate here from up on high. Judging the peasants, he will drop down onto the box, but makes some noise. He gets a bit of damage on Flickless, but not enough to write home about. And it's John Grabinho. 32 points of health left for the Moroccan mastermind. He needs to step up. He sees the shoulder of the Omen, but Grabinho doesn't give him enough to work with. GX, get that pistol locked up.
They needed it with absolute desperation, and they got it. Perfect timing window to get into the site. Broken by a shock dart from Cloud. That's usually the standard. Zekken does spot out Aura in Garage. GX are getting a lot of map control right now, but Aura goes down to Zelsis.
Yeah, just to send try and get 3 players on C, they've realized that they need to get in that B direction, and that's nice from Zekken. Grabinho's mostly been good for their first one in this series.
Yeah, this is GX taking a lot of liberties on their bonus round. Going for some individual plays to turn the tides. Cloud going to be able to plant in this default spot, but now in the 3 versus 5, what can GX do realistically?
Only Bang and Zekken susceptible to the one shot from the Outlaw right now.
And of course,
play it safe.
You know, when you're retaking on this B side, that's where this Viper Wall can come in handy as well. It's just a natural smoke for main.
Narrate takes a hit for that, tries to get him through the wall, but Flickless finds Zekken on the other side, getting in from the garage side of the map, and Zelsis will be slowed up to that effect as well, caught in the fault line. But John says no more breach util, no more breach in fact. Down Flickless, puts Sen at the player advantage, but now they're going to deal with this setup from Cloud, and Bang was the only player not set up to deal with that. Defuse for Zelsis, living dangerously and punished as Westside executes him with a pistol.
There is simply no way GX should be allowed to get away with a round win. A common turret position will do so. So that's some passive info gain that Sentinels would have had on B, now removed.
Yeah, now John has to watch it. It's giving it to him. Okay. Ara says, well, that's maybe a little bit more than I expected. Ways from the fast lane and plays. He's got no interest in trying to recover that weapon. Overdrive will suffice for him late in the rounds when push ultimately comes to shove.
Now, what is the move? Paranoia and Breach Util used on A to try to draw these Sen players away from the C site, where GX are intending on going.
Westside knows he's going to get some action because the alarm bot is now no longer effective inside Garage. Zekken's got to take it up himself.
And Grabinho, he had that from the shadow, so he can use that Paranoia on A and get right back to the pack on C. So they have 4 ready to get in that site. And they've got Westside, this late lurk through Garage. Flickless might even be a second player. Maybe Westside goes first, takes contact.
The timing here is beautiful. Westside so patient, so calculated. Emerges just as John had his back turned. Here come GIANTX. They are storming into the rest of the map. Only the Killjoy util on the C side, but there's going to be early warning there, at least for Zelsis, who's not offered himself up as a free frag early. Alarmbot spotted out. They're going to accelerate into this. I don't know if the Sentinels can respond quickly enough. We're about to find out. Straight to the Nether Swarm they go. Some spray air out from Zelsis. Ara took a hit, but most of that is decay down from the Poison Orb. Westside, though, has eventually fallen. Zelsis, his spray through that smoke yields a kill.
Flickless quite low in HP as well, but one away from the Rolling Thunder. If there's a way that he can find a kill, that could certainly be enough to convert on this 4 versus 5.
Every other Sen player also 1 orb away from ultimate. They could rip that, but Ara
look
just
at that confidence.
No other swing into that as well. There's no response. Ara doesn't linger for long enough either way. Grabinho in trouble though, getting hammered out by that molly. Flickless has to stand tall on the side. His teammate is on the other side of that smoke, so needs to ping them out.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're doing it again. Hunter's Fury.
I mean, surely Cloud doesn't repeat the Zekken from back here.
Doesn't quite have a bead drawn on the spike location. The smoke comes down.
And also, when I said, oh no, it was because Flickless used the ult, but he died before it went off, so he lost it.
Yep.
That is brutal. Yeah, and with this Zelsis position, he's keeping the alarm bot online, and he's also in position for the lockdown if they need to retake on A. So Sen, they're just cool with playing over towards this C side. Second backside.
They might call for a narrate Hunter's Fury here from Spawn. Second, though, holding on it. Might have hit this heard this TP come in. There's Cloud spotted. Yep, Hunter's Fury going to come from the Spawn side. Gravino walks into the sight line of Second, reveals himself, even though it was John that took the kill. Now looking to anchor. This Hunter's Fury slows things up for GX, but they are committed to this site, and Second is more than happy to hear it. There's the step up from West side, and the anchors are down.
Recon broken. Sen trying to get back in while the spike is being planted.
They know he's going to be there
right now.
Shock dart, though, not enough to clear him out. Narrate is down as Cloud just finds the timing to leave that corner. The lockdown is going to give that control back to the defenders. How deep into the site can they get?
Just going to come down to spam.
That's how we have our expectations set. Yeah, Sentinels don't have a lot to disrupt util-wise.
Cloud gets that Recon back, and the fault line is up.
Zelsis lucky to be alive as he's able to get away. Recon doesn't reveal Bang, so he goes for it again. But look at the crosshair placement for Cloud. He basically knows exactly where Bang is, and they're waiting for Zelsis too. Every contingency accounted for GX. And an important conversion here in round number 19.
Sen, who we absolutely expect to be at Champions, versus a GX, who we still don't know how the hell they made it here.
And honestly, the work that GX have put in over the last couple of months is really showing fruit.
No, we certainly get it now. Hunter's Fury from Cloud coming into that site, not getting any tags. GX will slow things down for but a moment. Relay Bolt now are through.
Zen have lost their re-clear info, though, off this overkill. GX don't quite have the stall for the post plant. No controllers up for the attack side here, and yet that allows Bang just to peer into the mix, see what is there. West side served up. They'll stay in the site. GX more than happy to fight tooth and nail for this space they've claimed. It's going to be John looking for a timing for a swing. Again! It's these refights in the site where GX are just better.
Now it's just Bang. Has to clear Graffiti, but there's a crossfire from the drop. He gets that first up to Aura, but the adjustment isn't there. It's as you said, GX, they're so ready to fight together when Sentinels are coming in. They hit all of the shots.
They have no smokes, no paranoia, nothing to give them a material edge in terms of util.
And now things have been slowed down. This execute ready to go off from GX. Flickless just one orb away from getting that Rolling Thunder. Narrate on the angle.
Gonna get a lot of action, and there's Ara once again, steps up.
A bit too much action than he hoped for. Bang is committing to the backside anchor.
Pinked out, no, he's there, he's cut down so easily, it's on Second again. 2 kills will have to be enough for John and Zelsis to put it together.
West side on the lurk, isolates John. It's all on Zelsis, miles away, only has the stinger. Flickless even has the Rolling Thunder on account of the plant. This one is as good as done.
Not the auspicious opening that Sen City were hoping for as they took to the stage here in Paris. But it's much the same fashion that they'd limped out of America's playoffs with. Question marks over the map pool, question marks over the individuals, question marks over their postseason prospects. But now we have an answer, at least for now.
Up against a GX team that finished 7th, 8th in kickoff, 9th, 10th stage 1. They bring in Aura, they bring in Flickless, and they've just won their first game at Champions.
And it just turns out that GIANTX are the Goliath in this parable. Sentinels completely neutralized, often disrupted, set off balance by these aggressive push-ups for GIANTX on the defense side.